Hi, so this is the full name CMF by Nothing Watch 3 Pro, the successor to the Watch 2 Pro, Watch Pro 2. For some reason, Nothing switched the little digit to the other side of Pro this year. The Watch Pro 2 released at a very affordable price of around $70 last year. Here, the Watch 3 Pro ups this to just under $100. However, though, Nothing seems to be having some kind of release deal where the watch goes for around $80. So yeah, a little bit more expensive than last year regardless. So then, what do you get for that? First off, the design has changed a bit. Gone are the interchangeable frames and other things. And here we are left with a white, a black and a screaming orange color, which is also the one I've tested here. And to be fair, the design is fairly nice. It is a lot more rugged than last year's models with a large and somewhat raised frame and a more sporty band. That is though a little tougher to do up and not really as sleek as last year's one, but it's fine. The biggest real change on the outside is otherwise the 1.43-inch AMOLED display. That is, in terms of text specifications, a lot similar to the old one, with a 60Hz refresh rate and a 466x466 pixel resolution. However, the larger size from the Watch 2's 1.32-inch does make quite the nice difference when it comes to navigating around in the watch. This is done by either using the touch display or by scrolling and pushing the little button on the side. The display is also bright enough to be used outdoor without much hassle. Feature-wise, the watch covers pretty much everything you'd expect from a budget and, to be fair, even a normal smartwatch. Heart rate and blood oxygen monitoring, stress and sleep tracking, and over 100 workout modes. Also Bluetooth calling with okay, not great, but okay quality, and even a built-in GPS. That has also been upgraded from last year's model, and to be fair, it is actually fairly precise, even though it still sometimes takes a little bit too long to find some satellites. The watch also supports showcasing notifications from your phone. If you got an iPhone, you can only see them, and if you got an Android phone, you can see them and also reply to text messages with quick notes that can be changed in the app, by the way, but no full-featured answering straight off of the watch. There's also a built-in function to call on your phone's voice or smart assistant if you like to do that, as well as a voice recorder that can also transcribe your talking in the app, as long as you're speaking English. Cool. As for the software, it's Nothing's own lightweight system that is, to be fair, fast, fluid and easy to use, but also a bit limited since there are no third-party app support at all. Still though, the core features does work reliably and the whole user experience is indeed very snappy and fast. For app longevity, the Watch 3 Pro has moved out of its own one and into the Nothing X app, and that actually is with pretty good results. Here most things are fairly easy to find and also monitored, regardless if you want to see how you slept last night or if you just want to browse for some cool new watch faces, that there are, by the way, also over 100 of, and most of them are also of fairly decent quality. Nice. Charging the watch is done using the same horrible charger that the Watch Pro 2 came with, that needs to be absolutely still while charging, otherwise the magnets lose the watch completely. Battery life though is fair and Nothing claims up to 11 days on a single charge, which might be true if you use the watch very carefully. Personally, I have had to charge it about every 4 to 5 days, but then I've also had the always on display activated, as well as I've been using the daily heart monitoring. And 4 to 5 days battery life with these functionality turned on is also pretty much what Nothing specifies themselves. So again, that's fair. Apart from the terrible charger, the fact that the built-in vibration motor is a little bit on the not super strong side, and perhaps the lack of NFC, if I can complain at that on a watch for below $100. The though biggest annoyance with this watch is the sometimes shaky Bluetooth connection to the phone. This was in fact a little bit of an issue even with the last watch and still is present here as well. Sure, it is super easy to fix by just opening the Nothing X app and everything connects back automatically and within a few seconds, but doing this at least once a week is a step that I could definitely have done without. Hopefully though, Nothing sorts this out in future updates. But apart from that, and all in all, the CMF Watch 3 Pro is a fairly solid smartwatch even for the somewhat updated price, and even though you don't get a whole lot of new stuff for it other than the bigger display and the better GPS. But still, however, do be aware of the sometimes shaky Bluetooth connection though. Alright, those are my thoughts on the CMF Watch 3 Pro. Please share any of your thoughts or questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you for watching. Bye!